Hello there. Welcome back to 8-Bit Popcorn, my young Padawan, and may the 4th be with you. Or maybe it'll be Revenge of the 6th by the time this comes out, but whatever. So joining us on the council today is Master Ryan.
No, I know that's Darth Vader, but whatever.
Whatever. You know, you were part of the council anyway, Vader, so. And Master Zara.
Beep, 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 beep.
Oh, that's
Hi.
cute. That's cute. Little R2.
Is that R2 or is that just a droid?
I'm going to say it's R2.
Okay.
Specifically R2. And of
Yeah.
course me, Master Joe. And today we'll be talking about all things Star Wars, some of the celebrations taking place, what the future might hold for the franchise, and our own sometimes complicated histories with it. But first, tell me, Ryan and Zara, Jedi or Sith or something different?
I just want to throw in there that I
Jedi.
liked Master Joe. That sounded really nice.
Master
Joe was
Obi-Wan
cool.
Master
Kenobi.
Joe just sounded really
That
cool.
was cool.
Yep. I don't think Master Ryan
Joby-Wan
sounds very good.
Kenobi.
Joby-Wan
Yeah.
Kenobi. There you go.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
There we go.
Kylo Ryan.
Well, you know, that
It's
kind of
not
works.
too bad. It's not too bad. And then Zara.
There isn't really one for Zara, is there?
I'm sure there's a Jedi Master with like Zara or something. Yeah, there's.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
well-
I've got one for you, Zara.
Ooh.
There is Master Luminara Unduli, so you could be Master Lumazara Unduli.
Oh, Lumazara. I like that. Lumazara.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Might legally change my name.
yeah, that's a cool name.
That's pretty cool.
There you go.
Thanks, Joe.
We've sorted it. We've sorted it.
Yeah, we've all got one.
Yep.
So Jedi or Sith or whatever,
Jedi.
you Jedi.
I mean,
thought-
if I had the choice, I would be a Jedi. But in Star Wars, who doesn't like the bad guy?
I know exactly.
You just
Yeah,
want to
I
see
think-
what kind of hell they unleash.
I like to think I would be a Sith, but I'd probably be a Jedi, and it would probably be like a grey Jedi. You know, somebody who's like,
But
that's
hey,
not-
I like the
that's
dark
only-
side sometimes.
That's only
Mm.
recently became canon, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, it was canon for a good
Kathleen
while.
Kennedy.
No.
Oh,
Kathleen did not
okay.
introduce that.
Okay. All right. I thought I
It
heard.
was a concept long before
Oh
Kathleen.
no. Sorry, she
um,
was coining. Was it Jedi God?
Did she?
Isn't that it?
I don't know.
I think that's what she's trying to create with my favorite person in the whole fucking universe, Brie fucking Larson.
Leave Brie Larson alone. She's not
Yeah.
even in the Star Wars franchise. Let's
She
not talk
may
about
very
her.
well be in the acolytes. That's what's
Gorgonzola Larson.
Gorgonzola, fucking cheese.
Little
French
named
cheese
her.
Larson.
Apparently,
Last episode.
yes, she has been angling to get in Star Wars, and that may happen. And I will be raging because it's Captain Marvel all over again. They shoehorn her in to make her the strongest, and they will shoehorn her into the acolytes and make her a Jedi God, strongest above everybody, and that will piss me off.
I hope
Is
she is. I
Jedi
hope she like
God-
beats everybody just to see your reaction,
oh,
Ryan.
God,
Is
I
that
will-
kind of like a Dragon Ball thing? Like a Jedi,
Jedi
God?
God?
Is
It's a
that
new
kind of, like,
thing that
trying
Kathleen
to-
Kennedy has
Ah.
apparently just made up a Jedi
Mm.
God. I think it's a God.
Does
A
Kathleen
Force
Kennedy
God,
make these
something like
things
that.
up, or
I don't know.
you know?
Well, that's what's been circulating. I'm not
Yeah.
her friend, so I
The
don't know.
creative team at Lucasfilm
Uh-huh.
have been working on Jedi gods.
There is no creative team at Lucasfilm.
Right. Well,
What a statement.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe
I
agree
love
with you
Star
somewhat
Wars.
there.
I love Star Wars. I really do.
Brian will be up in
I love, I
court,
swear.
and this podcast will be quoted as
Yeah. Do you know what?
as evidence.
I'm providing. There may be listeners that hate Star Wars, so I'm playing devil's advocate. I love Star Wars. Also,
Oh, that's
okay.
good.
fuck Star Wars.
Ooh, you're really playing
only-
both the light and dark side today.
But only
Yeah.
recently.
True
from Star
Grey.
Wars.
True Grey Jedi.
Yeah.
That is me.
Right, now that we've got over Gorgonzola.
Have we got over Gorgonzola?
We've
I'll
got to go over
never
Gorgonzola
get
for
over
now, okay?
Gorgonzola.
Sorry.
Keith Larson.
Which is not officially part of Star Wars just yet, so
Just
we
yet.
don't have to be too angry.
I'm about to go on a shitting spree.
So to continue our little quiz, so what kind of lightsaber would you use? Would you use two lightsabers, double-sided? What color
Ooh,
would
that
it
is
be?
a good
Et cetera,
choice.
et cetera.
I do own a lightsaber.
Which one?
You do.
There.
There it is.
I got it in
I can't
Disney.
see.
It's behind the TIE Fighter. It's Darth Vader's lightsaber.
Okay.
It is Darth Vader's lightsaber. I bought it in
It's
Disney.
kind of
Such a
blended in with the
fan.
like
It
black
is,
plastic.
it is.
So.
And I do have the big kind of blade for it that illuminates, and
Ooh,
I love it.
Oh, that's
It's amazing.
so cool.
Dual wielding, I think I always thought was pretty cool because I always liked how Star Killer wielded the kind of dual lightsabers in Force Unleashed.
That
It's
was
the first
very
time I'd
cool.
seen somebody wield it. Was it just in 2? Sorry, yes, he had it.
yeah.
And he kind of holds them backwards.
It's such an anime
And I just
thing.
thought
like,
it was
but-
a really cool look. So
true.
Yeah, I'd say you could do double the damage with 2 lightsabers.
Nice. What about you,
I quite
Zara?
like double-sided. I'm thinking
Mm.
You going for a
I'm a
Darth model?
double-sided page kind of person. So
Or,
yeah.
yeah, what do you call the Jedi Master that was like 1,000 years? Satil Shan, I think. She wielded a
Ah,
double-sided lightsaber. It was
a
blue.
double.
Oh.
Double.
And mine would be blue because that's my favorite little color.
Nice.
I can never choose between blue and green.
Green is pretty cool.
Mhm.
The green's quite nice.
I'm kind of with you. Right? I like the idea of 2 lightsabers, but what I think I would do is wield a single one, and if I needed to, just have it
Well,
on the
that's
hip. Bam.
You have choice.
Love it.
You have choice.
Or 4 like Grievous.
Or
Yeah.
maybe they're both like magnetized or something at the bottom, so I can stick
Oh,
them
like
together.
in
and then
Jedi
have it-
Fallen Order.
Yes, and then I can
Yeah.
dual
That's
wield.
cool.
That's
Or
cool.
not dual wield, sorry, and then have a double-edged lightsaber.
I think I'd go for a yellow lightsaber because anytime I've seen it, I just think it's cool.
It is cool.
Yellow is really cool.
Plo Koon had a yellow lightsaber.
Yeah,
Wasn't
for a while, yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the first
And then it
ones
got
I
changed to
remember.
blue. So
But your color of lightsaber pertains to your class as a Jedi. Like blue is Guardian, yellow
Mm-hmm.
is Sentinel, and green is Counselor.
I think I'd be a Sentinel if I was a Jedi. I think
Mhm.
that's what I would be.
I think I'd be
Mm.
a Guardian. I think I would be blue. I think I would.
What?
I feel like you'd be a
purple?
counselor.
And the light would bring out my eyes.
Like
so...
Windu?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. It would, yeah.
Purple is only Mace Windu's one, although that was just for the film. But purple
Yes,
has
he
become to
demanded
symbolize
purple,
like
didn't he?
you're. Yeah, it's like you're on the balance between the light and the dark, and you can
Oh.
kind of balance those 2 things within yourself.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I
Mhm.
would have one side blue and one side purple.
I think Mara Jade
Ah.
Skywalker had purple. Yeah.
Oh,
An
that's quite
LGBTQ lightsaber.
cool. No, because it's just blue and purple. It's not like all
Yeah.
the colors of the
There's
rainbow.
no, it's not a
I
rainbow.
love the way I've picked 2 colors and suddenly it's a
Oh
rainbow.
my god, a rainbow.
It's like, whoa, it's so many colors. Calm down.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Now that we've got our lightsabers and what Jedi or Sith we would be, we can take the quiz. So everybody,
Quiz.
open your quizzes.
Oh my
We're
gosh, I'm
gonna
so
take-
excited.
Yep.
So it's which lightsaber form are you?
Oh, okay.
Now, for those of you who don't know, because it is pretty nerdy knowledge, there are like 7 lightsaber forms, each with their own different strengths and weaknesses, and we can go through them at the end whenever we each get our own category. Okay. So, are we all on question 1?
We are. I am.
We are indeed.
We are. So, the first question: which of these statements best describes you? So, we've got: are you wild and unpredictable, graceful and stylish, laid back and reserved, agile and acrobatic, strong and blunt, jack of all trades, or passionate and thrill-seeking? So, make your
Ooh.
choice. So, for this one, I'm picking jack of all trades for me.
That's quite good. I'm torn between, I don't think I'm graceful. I wish I was graceful. I think I'm going to go wild and unpredictable. Not that I'm that wild, but I'm just a wee bit crazy.
You're just so
and
quirky, Zara. You're not like
I'm
all
just
the other
really
girls.
like, I'm really unique and stuff. I know, I'm not like all other girls. Oh my God, it's so.
You're such a trope.
I was reading that as what kind of style I would like to be in terms
No,
of
it just
lightsaber
describes
fighting.
you.
But as me, because I went for agile and acrobatic because I think that'd be cool, but that's not really me.
We'll keep it. You've done some
I
martial
think
arts.
I would be laid back and reserved, or passionate and thrill seeking. Like I do love an adrenaline rush a lot.
You're both those, I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, depends.
go
I mean,
for-
in the podcast here, I'd say you're laid back and reserved, but
I can be until I unleash my wild and unpredictable side. with
until Brie Larson
aerial
comes up.
acrobaticness, delivering bluntness.
Until cheeses are mentioned.
Until
Yeah, until we
I'm gonna go with
Gorgonzola's brought
passionate
up.
and thrill seeking. I'm gonna go with that.
Cool.
That sounds fun.
It's a good one.
So we all on question 2.
Hmm.
So what approach would you use to solve a problem or issue? Now, number 1, I'd go back to the basics and solve the problem step by step. I would find the most simple and direct solution to the problem. I would watch and wait while thinking of the best way to solve the problem. I would try to find the quickest way to solve the problem. I prefer to face the problem head on and barrel through it. I'd try a variety of methods to solve the problem if it doesn't hurt to try all options. Or I prefer to solve a problem on the fly rather than think about it. I let my instincts guide my decisions.
That's a tough one. Like I
Yeah.
kind of feel like on some level, I like to go back to the start, go to basics, and solve it step by step because that's logical.
Yeah.
On another level, Sometimes I would just barrel through the problems and just face the problem. And on another level, I think I would just fly through it and just kind of let your instincts guide you. But my instincts are usually pretty shit. So it doesn't necessarily mean I get a good result.
Yeah, for this one, as I say, I did this quiz beforehand to check its quality. I would watch and wait while thinking of the best way to solve the problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's just what I do sometimes.
I went for simple and direct.
I think I'm
Mhm.
going to go for back to basics and solve it step by step.
Question 3. You're about to lead an army into battle. What is the command you give your troops? Now, number 1, remember your training, stick to the basics, don't do anything fancy. Wait for the enemy to open themselves up and strike where they're vulnerable. Stay in defensive formation, let them come to us. Go on the attack, hit them with everything you got. If the enemy attacks, counter and hit them hard. Wait for the enemy to attack and react accordingly, or charge into the enemy and let your emotions fuel your lust for battle.
Mm.
I quite liked stay in a defensive formation, letting them come to you, because I just thought of 300. If you got it just right.
I like that one too, actually.
Wait for the enemy to
Yeah.
open themselves up and strike where they're vulnerable. Makes sense, though. But then by the time they've started to open up and strike, you have to be acting pretty quick. I would say set up a defensive position and, have traps and set everything up accordingly.
Nice. For this one, I can't remember. I only took this quiz like 20 minutes ago and I can't remember my choices. I think I picked wait for the enemy to open themselves up and strike where they're vulnerable, because that just makes sense to me. But yeah.
I'm going to go on the defensive and
Yeah.
stay in formation.
That's what I went for.
Cool. So, question 4. You have been challenged to a lightsaber duel at dawn. You have one night to prepare. What do you do? I keep it simple and practice the basics. I know how to attack and defend. That's all I need. I focus on my footwork. Footwork is key for fighting one-on-one. I focus on my defense so my opponent can't hurt me no matter how hard they try. I practice a variety of jumps, kicks, and punches along with my lightsaber so my entire body is a weapon. I practice strong counterattacks so that I can keep my opponent on their toes. I practice a good balance of moves, both defensive and offense, so that I can prepare for whatever my opponent throws at me. Or I focus on bottling my emotions so I can let them loose on my opponent during the battle.
Ooh,
I think a balance of
that last
moves,
one is
defense and offensiveness is good. That's
quite
what
a-
I'm going to go for.
Yeah, see, I picked that one as well, yeah.
that is a good one. Although I really like the variety of jumps, kicks, and punches along with my lightsaber,
Oof.
so that my body is
That's a good
also a
one
weapon.
too.
I quite like that.
You turn your face into a
Oh,
weapon,
I'm
your
gonna go for
axe
that
into
one.
a weapon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Stop it! My boobies are a weapon.
Yeah.
That's
Each
really good.
cheek is a weapon.
These
One more
cheeks, I'm going
deadlier
to
than
clip
the
you with
last.
these cheeks.
You don't want to get trapped in here.
Oof.
Oof.
You really are a Sith at heart, Sarah.
I really am. I lied.
Yeah. Infiltrate the Jedi Order and then get them with those cheeks.
The cheeks are a trap. It's a trap.
Yeah, trap. So we got question 5 now. You're in battle and find yourself facing a group of enemies with blasters. What do you do? I try to disarm them with a series of wide attacks. I withdraw, find cover, and try to lure them out one by one. I bunker down and block all of their blaster shots using my lightsaber like a shield. I lunge at my enemies and attempt to take them down as quickly as possible. I block their incoming fire and redirect their own shots back at them. I attempt to reason with them and convince them to surrender. If that doesn't work, I use the Force to attack them. Or I charge directly at my enemies and let my instincts drive me to victory.
Redirecting their shots back at them seems like the most logical.
Yeah,
It
seems
seems
like the
really
most
good.
sort of Star Wars
but then I
thing to do.
wonder, charging directly at your enemies and letting your instincts drive you at the same time. If I'm charging, I'm wondering, am I also deflecting?
It could be.
Redirecting the shots reminds me of the game where you can be Obi-Wan fighting Anakin, and its name has completely left me.
Not Revenge of the Sith, is it?
It could be actually. Yeah, he has long hair. It is Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I played that game. Yeah, it was on
Yeah,
the PS2.
that was a good game.
Loved
And you
it.
can like,
Mhm.
but it's all about timing. I'm not great
Yeah.
at the timing to redirect. So I'm gonna go for bunker down and block all of their blaster shots using my lightsaber.
Cool.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go redirect because I played Jedi Fallen Order and I loved doing that. It was so fun.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I was
Back in
thinking.
the stupid stormtroopers' faces.
I'm gonna think redirect.
Okay, and now we just have to pick which lightsaber we would use. So the first one
Ooh.
is simple but functional. We got a curved lightsaber. We got Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. We got Qui-Gon Jinn's, Anakin Skywalker's, Darth Maul's, or Mace Windu's lightsaber.
I really like
Ooh.
Obi-Wan Kenobi's.
I think it's pretty cool as well.
There's something just about the hilt, just where the blade comes out, I really like.
Who uses
I
the
like it.
curved one?
But not Dooku.
Ah.
I'm going to pick Qui-Gon Jinn's because I like
It's very
the simplicity
basic,
of it.
but yes, there's
Yeah.
something nice about it.
It just feels like it would be the easiest to hold for me.
Uh-huh.
I like the gold on Mace Windu's.
You fancy.
I'm gonna go for Darth Maul's though because it's double
Yeah.
and it's just sexy.
I'm stuck between Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, to be honest. Like, but Joe makes a good point. Qui-Gon Jinn's practically seems to make the most sense, but
Obi-Wan Kenobi's is cooler to me, but if I was just holding one, I'd be like, I think I'd rather have Qui-Gon Jinn's.
but you've never seen like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and Anakin, they can all flail that thing around them. Easy peasy.
You- My favorite lightsaber is Obi-Wan Kenobi's from episode 1.
Mhm.
I really like that one. I think it's cool.
So I'm going to go with Qui-Gon's, which is surprising, but
Qui-Gon.
there's something I quite like about it.
Yeah, it's just simple.
Hmm.
Anyway, so this is the last question, question 7. What is your greatest strength? So, number 1, I follow directions well. I'm good on my feet. I'm patient. I'm an acrobat. Strength is my greatest strength. I'm a quick learner. I'm strong-willed.
Oh, I love how they used a picture of my arm for the photo.
Oh,
on that.
yeah. Yeah, right enough. Yeah, I
Really
mean, you're the
funny,
one
that
on the right, the
massive muscle.
big-ass muscle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. That's my arm. You've all seen it.
I've all seen the muscle.
I think I'd be quite a quick learner,
Oh, this is
but
the one.
I can be quite good on my feet as well sometimes. I'm going to go good on my feet.
Yeah.
I think I can be quite good on my feet.
I'm torn between, I think I have a lot of patience and I also think I'm quite strong-willed. This is a difficult one to answer for yourself. I feel like
Yeah, I picked, for me, I'm a quick learner.
takes me ages to learn things. So I'm gonna go. Do you guys think I'm more patient or more strong-willed?
Is short-tempered in there?
Stop it. Is Drop Dead Gorge in there?
No, I've looked.
Nice comeback. I think you display a lot of patience in the podcast, but like, from your Facebook
Just
posts
with
and stuff,
Ryan?
you're all into a lot of patience. But from your Facebook posts and everything you do, I think you're pretty strong-willed as
Yeah.
well.
Mhm.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. I'll go strong-willed then because that was the one that I was kind of drawn to.
Mhm.
Oh my
Nice.
goodness,
Go
view
with
my
your
results.
instinct.
So
So,
we're so excited.
I have mine.
so right, Ryan, what's yours?
Mine is Form 7 Duo,
Ooh,
also called The Way of the Vornskr. Is it Vornskr? It's the most difficult of the traditional lightsaber forms, both physically and emotionally. Rather than ridding themselves of emotions, practitioners of Form 7 channel them into the fight, attacking with chaotic, furious, and unpredictable moves to catch their opponents off guard. One of the most notable users of this style was Mace Windu, who used a variation called Vapid that allowed him to use his opponent's emotions to fuel his own attacks. With this method, Windu was able to defeat Darth Sidious in a single combat by using the Sith Lord's hatred against him. That's pretty good.
nice. What
That
about
is
you, Zara?
really cool. I got Form 3, Soresu.
You got Obi-Wan Kenobi's form.
I did indeed. Also
Mm.
called The Way of the Minok, I think that is. Was
Yep.
developed to defend against blasters, is characterized by tight, efficient movements that shield the Jedi's body, using the lightsaber as a defensive weapon to deflect blaster bolts. It's an important reflection of Jedi philosophy and emphasizes the Jedi belief in calmness and non-aggression. A Jedi using Form 3 must center herself in the Force in order to anticipate her opponent's movements and successfully block blaster fire. One of the most notable users is Obi-Wan Kenobi, who managed to outlast and defeat Anakin Skywalker in a long-heated duel on Mustafar.
Mustafa.
That's a
Very
good one.
cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe?
I got Form 6 Naiman.
Mhm.
So Form 6 is also called Naiman, or the Way of the Rancor. It's a synthesis of elements from the previous 5 forms. It is especially popular among Jedi and Sith who do not focus on combat training, as it is easy to master and execute. For this reason, however, Jedi and Sith who have mastered other forms may view it as inferior. The basis of Form 6 is combining lightsaber combat with other force techniques. For example, a Jedi may use telekinesis to push away enemies, allowing him or her, I suppose, better to manage a group of fighters by facing them one at a time. Form 6 is the primary fighting style of the Jedi who dual-wield lightsabers. A notable user was Exar Kun, who turned this jack-of-all-trades fighting form into a deadly and versatile martial art. Also, Darth Maul uses it. So,
very
a lot
cool.
of anger in there, a lot of aggression, a lot of...
yeah. So it's cool. I get to use the Force.
Yay.
That's a good
That's
one.
awesome. I like the way Ryan's was like using the emotions of your opponent. That's quite cool.
Yeah, that's pretty
I
cool.
like that. That was so much fun. Thank you, Joe.
That was cool. That was very cool.
Yeah, it's different. It's like a different quiz from like, are you Jedi or Sith? I was like, let's see
Yeah.
how we would use
That was
our
a good one.
powers.
Yeah, that was one I hadn't seen before, actually.
No, that
pretty
was
cool.
good. Easy, 7 questions.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So what's next?
Yeah, just the future, like what's going on with Star Wars at the minute. Well, today was the first episode of The Bad Batch.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of you watched the Clone Wars, have you?
No.
I've
No.
seen bits.
Yeah, you've seen bits of it. Well, The Bad Batch is basically like clones who have had something gone wrong in their cloning process. So like one's really strong, but he's kind of stupid, and others like overly smart, and others like overly aggressive, that kind of thing. They were in Clone Wars season 7, and it was like one of my least favorite episodes in the whole
Oh
season,
no.
because I could just see as soon as they came up, I was like, I bet this is going to be a series unto itself, because each of them has a distinct personality, and it seems like Disney's going to try and milk this. So,
I see.
So you wouldn't recommend us what you're saying?
well, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know what the show is like, but from the
you haven't
episodes
watched it yet?
that I saw, no, I haven't watched it yet. But from the episodes in season 7, I wouldn't recommend it, because it just seems more childish than the rest of them. But who knows? Because the Clone Wars was a children's CG cartoon show, but it turned out to be, I think, far more mature than any Star Wars movie. It's my favorite form of Star Wars. I like it a good bit better than all of the movies, but so we'll see. It could be good if it's under a similar creative direction. No, but Ahsoka is like my favorite character in Star Wars, so she cool as hell.
She's getting her own series too, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
She
gonna be
is.
good.
I don't know enough about her. I like the look of her.
she has a cool design.
Yeah.
I mean, I like her like skin color and her like head hair stuff,
you can't
whatever
say
it
that.
Well
is.
done, designers. You used orange and blue complementary colors.
Yeah.
Orange and blue, we love
Mhm.
it. What, did I like her skin color?
Yeah. Racist.
I think she looks badass, man.
Well, that's the that was the main appeal for me. Like why I should go and watch it is because it's a cool premise that he has an apprentice. Do you think Obi-Wan will touch upon that? Like, do you think Ahsoka? Will you see Ahsoka in Obi-Wan this series?
I hope so. I really hope so. It's one of my many hopes for Star Wars, but I would love to see them interact with each other. I'd also love to see Ahsoka interact with Luke, because now we're bringing back Luke into the series in a proper way, not in his hermit way. And I would love to see them talk, because they're so connected to Anakin and Darth Vader, because, Ahsoka's like, yo, I was trained by your father. And Luke could be like, what was he like? And it could be a nice bonding moment between them.
Oh, that is, yeah, that sounds actually really
And
good.
it could redeem Anakin in the eyes of Ahsoka, because all she saw the last time she saw him in Rebels, spoilers, was Darth Vader.
Well, much in the same way that in A New Hope, Luke Skywalker was asking Ben Kenobi, was he not about his father? What was he like? And obviously Ben Kenobi was lying.
And he was evasive, whereas Ahsoka could be honest with him.
And it could be a nice healing process for her too.
Yeah, to see her master redeemed. And I'll be like, shed a tear for little
I know,
Ahsoka.
right? Mosh.
There would be a lot of emotion there, especially whenever, obviously, you're going to have Obi-Wan come face to face with Darth Vader. I mean, he has to.
Yeah, because
Hayden Christensen has been confirmed.
yeah, there's nothing. See, people are like, oh, well, you can't have Obi-Wan and Darth Vader meet. And I'm like, no, there is nothing in A New Hope that contradicts. The thing that Darth Vader says to Obi-Wan is, last we met or whatever, I was the learner, but now I'm the master. He could still be a Sith apprentice.
Because I think it was Vader that says, it's a presence I haven't felt since, and then he stops. He doesn't finish that sentence. So it could have been anytime.
There's nothing. There's
There's
nothing
nothing to
they can't make.
say Obi-Wan hadn't re-encountered Anakin or Darth Vader another 3 or 4 times before his death on the Death Star.
Plus,
And
you get
also,
to
you
see
can't
Hayden
have a
Christensen.
TV show about Obi-Wan and not
Yeah,
have Darth
Mhm,
Vader
mhm.
/ Anakin.
That's
Like,
what people
they
want
have
to
such
see.
a history. Exactly.
he's the main character, really. Of the
Yeah.
entire franchise.
He's got to be in it.
You just want that eye candy.
I do.
I'd love to see Hayden
I think he
Christensen
was
again.
my first proper crush.
Mhm.
There's a lot of emotion tied to that person that I've never met and
Hayden Christensen.
never will meet.
And Christopher
Yeah,
Nolan.
he's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Your wee
It's
parasocial
that hair,
relationship.
man. That's that wig in the third film.
It's
Just
a really good
gorgeous.
wig, to be
It's
fair.
a good
Like,
wig, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it was a wig. I was like, that's
Yeah.
definitely his hair.
I saw the behind the scenes, and then it was like, oh no, he's got a wig. And I was like, dang.
And they were trying on different hair. They were like, what hair are we going to have in the third film? Yeah.
Yeah, they were
it was
having him
funny.
shaved. They were having him ponytailed and everything.
The ponytail was hilarious.
Yeah. And did
I
you
think
see
he's
some of the
cute.
designs, like the shaved head, and he has like a big mohawk and stuff?
I saw
No,
that.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, Anakin's a warrior now, and you're like, just give
That
him
would
the
have been
Jedi
amazing.
mullets.
Deleted scenes.
I know they came out and said that there's a lot of movies and series, and they're continuing the franchise on their streaming service coming out in the future. But do you think there's much of a is there much to be excited for in the future of Star Wars? Do you think?
Yes.
Elaborate.
Rogue Squadron.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
yeah.
It's the next feature. I think everything else is pretty much TV shows. I'm pretty sure
What was Rogue
that it's
Squadron a feature?
I think it's going to be a feature. Yeah. Patty Jenkins is also directing, and I mean, she did an okay job with Wonder Woman.
Mm,
She did a good job
Um,
with the first one. Patty Jenkins has done stuff in the past. God, I can't remember her films.
mhm,
So it's
mhm.
silly for me to say that, but she is an established director. I think Wonder Woman 1984 was just a bit of a misstep, full of weirdness.
Just slightly.
Well, they did set up Rogue Squadron, didn't they, in The Mandalorian, the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two
Mhm.
X-Wings. I would be excited for it. That and Obi-Wan. Not so much the Book of Boba Fett, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I'd be more
Boba
excited
Fett-
for Mandalorian season 3 over Book of Boba Fett, I think. I will watch it, though.
He's a cool looking character. I never understood why people liked him so much.
Mhm.
He was just this like side character. And I'm like, yeah, he's got a cool design, but that's
I
about
think
it.
because he was strong and silent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Strong silent.
You know
yeah.
the way that's like a type people are drawn to. I think that was the thing where he was just, like moody in the corner, and people
Like
were like,
Batman.
"Oh, what's his story?"
Yeah.
Like mysterious. Yeah, I
Space
think that was
Batman.
maybe it. Space Batman,
Boba Fett is Space Batman.
aka Boba Fett.
We like
Boba or
character
Boba?
development.
Boba.
Boba or Boba?
I would
Bob.
say Boba.
I would
but
say
some people say
Boba.
Boba.
Boba Fett.
Boba.
We
Boba
boob
Fett.
fett.
Boba Fett.
Titty fett.
I call
Boba.
Boba Fett.
You say Bubba? Oh, Bubba's so
Boba
cute.
Fett.
I say
I call
Boba.
people Bubba.
Boba
Hey,
Fett.
Boba.
Boba Fett. I'd
Boba.
probably say both. Like both to me are acceptable.
Boba Fett.
So if you say
Boba
either
too.
to
Yeah.
me, I'm not going to shoot you for it.
You're not gonna not know who it is.
I'm not going to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. I know who you're talking about.
God, put away your blaster, Ryan. Jeez,
Yeah.
chill out.
No disintegrations.
I'm not. What about Andor?
I watched the trailer today.
Nah.
It seems
I
like
think
they're
I
trying
still haven't
to.
watched the trailer, but it's off the back of one of their best movies in a long time.
Did you like Rogue One?
I thought Rogue One was very good.
I would agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
I
acting
would
was
say
great. The set
Solo
pieces were fantastic.
is my favorite.
No, don't.
Oh my goodness,
Even.
really? Why was
No,
that such a
Solo
divisive
was
film?
the shittest movie
There's
in the
so
entire
many people
franchise.
I haven't
That
seen
either
it.
Oh,
hate it or
I
haven't
hate
seen it and don't want to
Solo
watch it.
So
like, I love that
goddamn
film.
much. I was so angry walking out of that cinema.
Really?
See, when someone says to me, I think Solo's the best movie, no offense, Sarah, but then I immediately think you have a fucking clue what you're talking about.
But is it because
that Vapid coming out?
I'm not so much of a fan of the original trilogy? Prequels are
It's
where
just
I'm
a
at.
bad movie.
Or the
It was
prequels are where I'm at.
horribly cast, horribly acted. I thought the special effects sucked. The story was shit. And all it was here's the origin of where we got the Millennium Falcon. Here's where we got the dice. Here's how I got my name. Here's where we got the gun. Here's where the outfit came from. And it's just,
Is that not what an origin story is?
but they just kept shoehorning it in a way that felt really lazy. What's your name? Hans what? Oh, I don't know. We don't have a family. We'll just call you Solo. That was stupid. That was ridiculous.
It didn't happen that quick.
I haven't seen the movie, but I kind of get what you're talking about, Ryan. Like the
Go
dice
watch it.
thing.
Go, yes.
I don't want. The
Oh.
dice thing's silly because Ryan Johnson made such a big
It's
thing
the
of the
Brie
dice.
Larson of Star Wars.
It is. But Ryan Johnson made such a big thing of the dice in, what do you call it, the Last Jedi.
Yes.
And then you look at Solo, the Star Wars movie, and the dice was given to him by his ex-girlfriend, and then Luke's given Leia like the dice of Han Solo's ex-girlfriend, and you're like, what is this meant to symbolize? That he fucked other people? What are you talking about, Luke?
Were they
What are you
actually trying to create, like, you can imagine that Han Solo has had other loves, but they were trying to almost recreate, Princess Leia and say, oh, this was his first real love. And it's like, nobody gives a shit because now you're just trying to take away from Leia, with this Cara woman or whatever you call her. It was just a horror. And the guy playing Han Solo looked nothing like him. He just acted like a dick. His acting sucked. He should have been
Alden
sacked.
Ehrenreich.
Yes, he was
What a
horrendous.
name.
I wanted to walk out of the movie.
I like him as an actor, though.
No. Well, I haven't seen him in anything else. And
My goodness.
based on Star Wars, no. You can tell my blood is boiling with that answer.
Yeah.
Based on Star Wars, no.
There's that Form 7
Just
passion coming out.
Yep.
There it is.
Right, Zara, use your Form 3 Soresu to bring the conversation back to a calm point, and I'll use my Form 6
Redeem
to...
yourself, Zara.
I can't believe I even brought that up and that it was so upsetting for you, Ryan. I
It was very
apologize.
upsetting.
It was clearly a
I
sore
apologize for my
Such a
taste in
bad
Star Wars
movie.
movies.
It's like it's almost like when somebody
Oh,
says,
wow.
I think the Creed movies are nearly better than the Rocky movies. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Uh-oh. I low-key agree with that.
Oh, no.
Is it-
Michael B.
here we
Jordan
go. We've
is
started
overrated.
again.
He is overrated.
Gosh, I
Michael B.
tried to
Jordan's
bring
really
it
good.
down,
He's
Joe,
fine.
and now you
He's
just
fine.
brought it
Michael
out
B.
again.
Jordan is very overrated, so he is. He's not that great an actor. He's trying to, because he's doing another Creed movie. Sylvester Stallone's not involved in it, and he just thinks he can be as big as Rocky. You will never recreate Rocky. I think the franchise, the writing in Rocky, I think the legacy that Stallone carved is phenomenal. And I think trying to recreate that with Creed is just a cash grab.
But did you see his chest in Black Panther?
I don't care. I don't care.
Oh,
But let me just
my
say, I watched Creed at a time
Yep.
where I wasn't feeling so good. So I took
Okay.
myself to the cinema
Okay.
by myself,
Yes.
watched the movie, got myself some nice ass salty popcorn,
Mhm.
and sat and had me a good time. So
Okay.
I got good associations with
Yep.
Creed.
Ooh,
I'm not
that sounds really
saying
good.
that I own
Yeah.
Creed 2 on DVD. Okay. I'm not saying they're horrible films. I will go see the third. I do enjoy Creed. It's an okay movie. They are no Rockies by any stretch of the imagination.
That's fair. That's fair.
And I think
That is fair.
but then I just personally hold Rocky very, very, very near and dear. So I'm going to
Yeah.
be very biased here. So that's fair enough. But when someone like my younger brother, Jordan, who's 21, says, I know we're off the topic of Star Wars, but when he says,
Ah,
I think
I knew
Creed's
it'd come from
brilliant.
somewhere.
When he
Yeah.
says, I think Creed's amazing, it's like, right, but have you seen Rocky? No. And it's like, well, then you don't understand what you're talking about. You don't understand what you're talking about. Go watch Rocky, then make a decision. Do not come to me and say you think Creed is better than Rocky. He looks at it and thinks, well, Rocky's an old movie. Doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
So back to Star Wars.
Yay!
Anyway,
Well, the thing I'm
Gosh,
personally
Form
looking forward to is Ahsoka.
Form 7.
I'm really looking forward to Ahsoka because
Mhm.
I like the episode in The Mandalorian where Ahsoka appeared. I was like, okay. I was afraid that they would really mess up her character like badly, but
I didn't like the white lightsabers.
or the white light. Yeah, I don't like them. In the series, she has like a green lightsaber and a yellow lightsaber, and then in season 7, she has blue lightsabers.
Yeah.
And then in that one, they do this whole thing where
Maybe
it's
they
like,
change
oh,
it in the series. No.
no, it's between
Okay.
it's between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope that she gets like new lightsabers, and she gets red crystals from an Inquisitor's lightsaber and she purifies them, and
Mhm.
that makes a red lightsaber white
Okay.
for some reason. I don't
Alright.
know why Lucasfilm decided to change the lore of lightsaber crystals. It was silly.
They're
but
always doing
that's
that.
why they're white.
Jedi gods are rubbish. Don't get me started.
Yeah, I'm a big EU Legends fan rather
Yeah.
than like new Star Wars. But new Star Wars has some really good stuff. Like I really, really do like Clone Wars. I think it's cool. Mandalorian was fun.
Hmm.
I had lost all hope in Star Wars with the
Hmm.
sequel trilogy.
Mhm.
Y'all know my feelings on the sequel trilogy.
I enjoyed
But
7.
I didn't.
I enjoyed The Force Awakens. I know people say it's a rip off of episode 4, and it is, but I enjoyed that moment when I got to just kind of reinvest myself in the world and new characters. And I liked Kylo Ren, and at the time I liked, well, I still kind of do. It's not her fault her character was shit, but I liked Rey and I liked Finn. You know, I loved the idea of a stormtrooper defecting. I thought that was a really cool premise. I wanted to see more of Captain Phasma. I was excited for it. It's just a shame that they didn't. It's just a shame where the franchise went, but I was excited.
I did give them chances. Like I watched The Force Awakens like 3 times just to see how I felt about it. I watched The Last Jedi twice just to see how I felt about it.
Yeah.
I've only watched Rise of Skywalker once because
I've watched it once.
I know how I feel about it.
It went 4, 2, 1.
Poo poo. But I'd lost all hope because I was like, dudes, you did a trilogy and you didn't plan. What's up with that? What's going on, Lucasfilm?
What you need, Joe, is
come back to me, boo.
You need a new hope
I
in
do.
the form of a new television series, such as Obi-Wan or Rogue Squadron. That may be Joe's
to
new
bring
hope.
it back.
That might be my new hope. Yes.
Yep.
What's your new hope, Ryan? Do you have a new hope?
I think I'm most excited for Obi-Wan. I think I really am.
Obi-Wan. Yeah. I really, really want to see Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan.
So do I.
He was so cool.
I had a couple fun facts that I found online.
Okay.
Ooh.
If it's the right time to divulge.
I got a fact for you. So after your facts, I'll tell you a fact.
Okay. Well, I have a few facts.
Cool.
One fact is that Yoda was almost played by a monkey. According to the book, The Making of Star Wars,
Marcel.
George Lucas originally planned for Yoda to be played by an adorable monkey wearing a mask and carrying a cane.
Oh my God. I'm just imagining.
But I've also seen sketches where Yoda was going to be like a big beast that was like 10 foot in size. So, you know.
Just speaking of Yoda, has anybody seen any of the memes about Yoda? You know, it's like a screenshot of Yoda over Luke's shoulder, and Luke's like looking all tired and like worn out and stuff, and he kind of looks like, oh God. And the caption is, "When you gotta buckle down and have sex with your sugar daddy." And it just looks so predatory.
Very good.
Especially that animatronic Yoda.
Yeah.
It was terrifying. He was also terrifying in episode 1. Has anyone got like scary flashbacks? I watched the trailer
like
again
rubber.
Today, and he's so scared. His eyes are like bulging out, and I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, and behind the scenes, they're all like, "Oh, this is an upgrade on the puppet that we used in episode 5 and 6." And you're like, "Is it
a downgrade?"
Downgrade.
It's like Yoda with Botox.
Well, another interesting fact was that Boba Fett's face is actually visible in the original movies.
Is it?
Stop it right
You may
now.
think you never see Boba Fett's face in the original trilogy, but the actor who played Boba Fett, Jeremy Bulloch, did stand in for an Imperial officer at the last minute. So he's playing a different role, but he's there. I'm not sure which movie, but he's there. Return of the Jedi almost had a very different ending. In a story development session for Return of the Jedi, George Lucas toyed with the idea that after Luke removes Darth Vader's helmet as he's dying, Luke Skywalker would put it on, reclaiming that now I am Vader, and turns to the dark side.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they
That doesn't make sense.
No, not at all.
It doesn't. Not for his personality.
No.
But I mean, he was already rocking the black, in that film. So
He was. He really was.
Kinda
A
halfway
wee
there.
detail that I saw online was that during the fight he has it's all black and stuff.
Yeah.
But by the end of it, when he's saving Darth Vader, his wee lapel opens up to reveal the white or the lighter side.
Oh yes,
like it.
very good.
That's very cool.
Cinematography at its finest.
Yeah. Visual storytelling.
There are no female fighters or fighter pilots in the original trilogy.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah.
So even
Sexism.
though female fighter pilots were in the original screenplay, they were removed from the final cut for whatever reason.
Because audiences back then would have been like a woman flying a plane.
Maybe.
You're like,
We're all
"Right,
doomed. We're all fucked.
Women
it's Star Wars,
drivers.
it's a different galaxy.
You never know. I thought this one was actually particularly interesting. So Star Wars and 2001: A Space Odyssey share almost the exact same production crew. So George Lucas admired Stanley Kubrick that much that when he set out to make Star Wars, he hired so many people who worked on 2001: A Space Odyssey that the group was referred to as the class of 2001.
Oh.
You can see that because of their use of miniatures and painted backdrops and stuff.
Yeah. Qui-Gon Jinn used a Gillette razor for his communicator in episode 1. So in episode 1,
communicator, yeah.
the personal communicator used by Qui-Gon Jinn is actually made from a resin cast of the Gillette Ladies Sensor Excel razor.
Oh, the ladies one.
You shave some of your legs there, Qui-Gon. That's why you're looking so smooth, boy. It ain't just your voice.
The sound of a TIE fighter engine is actually an elephant. It was created by combining an elephant bellow and a car driving on a wet pavement, which I can hear. I can actually imagine that.
Wow.
Yeah. You can get that
Two
Doppler
interesting
effect, yeah.
things.
Mhm. And lastly, Liam Neeson was too tall for Star Wars. So the sets for The Phantom Menace were only as tall as their actors. But they didn't account for Liam Neeson's 6'4" stature. So they had to rebuild all the door frames for Qui-Gon Jinn, which racked up an additional $150,000 in production cost.
Damn.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. There were loads more
Oh,
facts.
that's epic.
But size does matter.
I chose those.
That's such a fact. God, 150,000.
Yeah, just to like redo the doors for Liam Neeson's big head.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
So my fact. So this is tangentially related to Star Wars. It's more about the date today. So it's May the 4th. Okay. So everybody's talking about Star Wars, but another property, the most adapted property in history, Sherlock Holmes. So it was on
Most
May the
adapted?
4th. Yeah, like he's been the most like TV shows, movies, all that. So it's on May the 4th that at Reichenbach Falls that Sherlock Holmes vanquished Professor Moriarty. So that was the last story that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle planned to do of Sherlock because he was just so tired of writing him. But fans were so angry that he had killed off Sherlock at Reichenbach Falls that he brought him back 10 years later. But yes, it was on May the 4th that Sherlock defeated Moriarty. So,
I love that. That's very cool.
yeah.
I kind of have a fact.
Okay, go.
It's more like
We'll
whenever
decide.
I was looking up you can know if it you can tell me if it's you can label
If the
this a
fact
fact.
or an alternative.
Run it
fact.
by me.
There we go. Let me know your thoughts, guys. So it was kind of I was looking up like the Star Wars controversy and kind of anything that kind of jumped out from that, and I really liked the fact that the Phantom Menace trailer, when it came out in November 1998, was so popular that audiences were buying tickets to the three biggest films that were in the cinema that year or that month, whatever it was, which were Meet Joe Black, The Waterboy, and The Siege. And there was an afternoon recorded where 500 people were in a cinema in New York, and 2/3 of them left the cinema after the trailers because they were just in to see The Phantom Menace and they left, which I think is epic. And then it was such a contrast to the actual response when the film came out, which people were very disappointed and upset.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was really interesting. Is that a fact?
That's funny. That is
interesting.
Kind of a
That's very
fact,
interesting.
yeah.
That is very
Kind of a
interesting.
Star Wars
So
fact.
Star
I
Wars
just thought it was
fans
awesome.
propped up other movies' box
Mhm.
offices just because they wanted to see a trailer.
Those movies skyrocketed prices and
But
tickets
I
and
would
everything. Yeah,
happily sit and enjoy the rest of that movie.
that's so true. What else were they doing
If
with
you
their
paid
day?
for it, yeah.
You've paid for it. Yeah. Eat the
Yeah.
popcorn, sit there, chill out.
Chill out, have a
Mhm.
day.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's interesting.
Amazing. But I just love that they left. They were like, "This is all we came for," and bye bye.
Yeah. Fuck it. We're mega nerds. Bye.
Does anybody know who the first person was that said, "May the Force be with you"?
Was it
stop.
Leia?
No,
Was it Luke?
no,
Oh, was it Mon Mothma?
no.
Ah.
Joe
Was it
was so
Obi-Wan
excited there.
Kenobi?
No.
It wasn't Ben.
That's who it's attributed to
Was
mostly.
it Admiral Akbar?
No.
Ah, who the fuck was it?
Although the phrase "May the Force be with you" is usually attributed to Obi-Wan Kenobi, it is actually said by a minor character, General Dodona, as he dismisses the rebel troops before their siege of the Death Star. May the Force be with you. There you go.
Yes.
Oh,
Apparently,
well, of
that is the
course,
first
when he's
time
doing his
that it
little
is said.
speech.
Yeah.
Yep. Mhm. There you go.
Oh, that's really good trivia.
Interesting wee
That's
fact.
That's
brilliant.
crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, because like, does Obi-Wan Kenobi ever say it?
I feel like he
I feel like he
Yeah.
does.
doesn't old
But then
Obi,
is that a mind trick?
aka Ben. I think he says it.
Yeah, is it what the Mandela effect? You know, is that
We
it? Are we just
believe that he
inserting
said-
that
yeah,
trivia
yeah.
into our pasts?
I
It
believe.
could be,
May the Force.
I
be
need
with
to go
you.
back and rewatch.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure
Just
in
an excuse to
episode,
watch Star Wars.
I believe in episode 3, when is it 3 where Anakin and Obi-Wan split Anakin kind of
Yeah.
jumps on that train and he says, "May the Force be with you." I don't know if he just Obi-Wan says.
He does. He says, "May the Force be with you, my friend," or something. And
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm thinking of the original trilogy. Like, does
I don't
Obi-Wan
know.
Kenobi ever say it? You know, he says,
Oh,
"Use
that's
the
so.
Force,"
really-
but
Yeah.
That
I
would
love
blow
that.
my mind if he never says it.
yeah, no, a bit crazy.
I love that thing where people think, or what I think anyway, when someone says, "May the Force be with you," you think, "and also with you." You know, like you're at mass.
Like you're in
church.
mass. That's
Like you're in
amazing.
church. Yeah.
And also with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also with you. There you
Body of Christ.
Wow.
go. Yeah,
Amazing.
Yeah. You too.
yeah.
No, I was actually curious where your guys' like love affair with Star Wars started.
I think when I saw Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, mine started with my cousin and my uncle. Like both them were like really into Star Wars, and anytime I was like over at my uncle's house and he was minding me any of the original trilogy ones, my favorite was Empire Strikes Back, so I'd watch that one the most. But and then my cousin had like this collection of like Star Wars things. You had like loads of toys and posters and stuff. He was really into it, and he would just let me play with them all, and we would just watch Star Wars together and stuff. So that's where I started, and I loved whenever like Phantom Menace and all came out, you know, because I was just like, more Star Wars, yay!
Yeah.
And I remember quoting Revenge of the Sith to a friend of mine during assembly. Whenever I was like 11 years old, me and him, just because we watched the film so many times, like together, we just quoted it back and forth. We were like, "You are my brother, Anakin." Just to keep ourselves entertained, you know. So Star Wars was like a big part of my childhood in that regard. Yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. Yeah, I think I saw Attack of the Clones at the cinema. I must have done. I don't think I saw Phantom Menace at the cinema. I saw a remastered version of it when I was in like high school. So, but yeah, Attack of the Clones in the cinema. Thought it was really odd, but it felt very familiar at the same time. I remember thinking, this is really strange. All of these characters are so strange and they look odd. And there's all this weird, like Amidala's makeup and her hair. And I was like, what's going on? But at the same time, I was like, this is incredible. What a strange, amazing world where people are just these amazing characters. And I just fell in love with it. I thought it was so cool. And I remember I would put my hair up in a ponytail and leave a little bit of hair out of the ponytail. And I would plait it. And I called it my Jedi braid. I felt like it gave me powers. And yes, so that was, I did my Jedi braid for going to see the remastered version of Phantom Menace. But I remember seeing episode 3 and I was wearing like a little, I must have been like, I don't know what was that 2006? 2005,
I think it was, yeah.
5 maybe. And I remember I was wearing this like, I had weird clothes when I was little, guys, but I had this like poncho, but like it was like pink and lacy.
Okay.
And I remember just like coming out of the cinema and being like, am I Padme though? Like, am I Padme? Like in this, I look so like on fleek. Like, look at this outfit I'm wearing. I like caught myself in like a shop window or something, like walking out of the cinema. And I was like, oh my God, I'm Padme. This is a lot. And like convinced for that whole day, like getting home and everything. I was like, I'm Padme. I'm so cool. Like I just,
I love that you said on fleek. I mean,
on fleek.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely didn't say on fleek at the time, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. What about you, Ryan? What's your love affair with Star Wars? How did it all start? Take us back. Paint a picture.
I think I was probably, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9. I just remember sitting in my childhood home in the bay window in the living room on a sofa or on a chair, sorry, and I would sit with my back on the arm of the chair, my feet over the other arm of the chair, if that makes sense, watching the TV. And it was just every weekend we had like the very, very, very early days of Sky Television. And I think A New Hope was just always on, and Empire Strikes Back. And it could have been months, it could have been years, I don't know. Episode 6 was never on. It was never on. And then one day it came on, and I was like, wait, what the fuck's this? And my mind was just blown. I was like, oh my God, there's one I haven't seen.
Oh my, there's more.
But I just remember my dad coming in and being like, seriously, again? And I'm like, yeah. On the Saturday morning. And I have that distinct memory of him saying that, just seriously again. And then my best friend, Michael, he's huge into Star Wars. So then we went to the same primary school together. We were in the same class together. So our affinity for Star Wars then just blossomed our friendship, but then it also kind of just meant that we would talk Star Wars and play Star Wars games, and both our friendship and our love of Star Wars would grow together, and it still has to this day. So, and because I just love the magic of film, like it just wowed me what they could do with special effects, and I think I just became so enamored with what movies could do that then that's what inspired me to think I want to get into film. I need to know how things are made, how things are shot, how things are edited. I need to know, and then that kind of just sent me down this path of media. So I have my entire career that I'm doing now in media. I have Star Wars to thank for that, because without Star Wars,
very cool.
yeah. So it started off
Very
my affinity
formative.
for television and movies. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, just when you say, you know, about like the production design and stuff, I saw like a wee short documentary recently on YouTube, and it was about, you know, how they created the backdrops and how they, you know, did the ships like flying through space and stuff. And you say it is like magic, you know, what they did, you know, the double, triple exposure kind of things. And although you have to admire what CG artists do today, but, you know, because it's so skilled and takes so long, but, you know, back then it's such analog filmmaking, you know, compared to today, and you're like, Jesus, how did they even come up with that?
Yeah, I love the aesthetic of that old style, like practical effects, analog filmmaking, and painted backdrops. I love the effect of that. To me, that looks, I just love it. You know, I still remember when I was a child, the naivety of thinking, how is Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Predator, but he's also in The Terminator on two different channels? Like, it blew my mind. I was thinking, how is he in two different channels at once? Like, I thought they reperformed every time the movie was on.
Yeah,
they were reperforming.
Oh, I love that.
Go ahead, Ren. Go.
I was just going to say as well as that I remember seeing old movies being black and white, and then seeing movies with color, and asking my mom, when did they invent color? Like, I was, you know, I mean, I must have been like 6 or 7. I was young, but I just remember, because TV had me that, you know, why is this movie in black and white and this one's in color? Does that mean that color didn't exist and they invented color for movies? And it just sparked a lot of questions.
I love that. Speaking of naivety linked to Star Wars, the next time I watched episode 3, in my heart of hearts, I thought, it'll be okay this time. Anakin won't be bad. He will be fine.
I feel like that every time I watch it.
Yeah, and Padme won't die, and they'll live happily ever after, and it'll be so beautiful, and they'll be like just really pretty and have a family and blah blah blah. Not remembering that we already know what happens because of the prequel or the sequels.
Yeah.
So I had that too, where I was like, but maybe it'll be okay this time.
Yeah, I get that every time I watch it. But speaking of more naivety surrounding Star Wars, every year without fail, like for like 3 or 4 years, I asked Santa for a real lightsaber. I didn't want no plastic lightsaber. I wanted a real one. And they were like, real lightsabers don't exist, Joe. And I was like, but Santa, though, he'll know how to do it.
He has
everything. A real lightsaber. And I specified, you know, I underlined real on my list.
Real, not plastic.
Disappointed every time I got a plastic one.
Oh,
it was real plastic.
It was real plastic, I guess. Yeah. Instead of lightsabers, we used the middle cardboard part of old wrapping paper. You know, when you finish wrapping paper and it's just like a tube. We used the tubes, and those were our lightsabers, and we'd make the noise like, and we would do like that. Yeah, that was my poor childhood.
I'm afraid there'll be a day where I have a kid and they say they hate Star Wars.
Oh.
Those adoption papers will be signed then and there. Yeah.
They will indeed. Bye-bye.
Bye, little
I'll not
Timmy.
even wait for them to be processed. I'll sign the paper, hand them the child, and say, out you go.
And they're just gone.
They're
into
just
the
gone
wilderness
forever. I don't even know if the papers make it to where they're supposed to go. That child is out of my life forever.
Just hold them up in front of them and go, don't tell them what the right answer is, but like, do you like Star Wars?
Just like hold my
Your
fist.
Your future depends on this.
Huh?
Yes or no? There is no in between, little Timmy.
Just shaking them.
Wow. Just let some other family deal with that horrendous
I think so.
outlook on life.
And then when they say, like, but can I have my shoes? I'm like, they're my shoes. I paid for them. Yeah. Get out.
Personal responsibility. Go get a job.
Go get a job.
Barefoot,
no life.
they leave the house.
Yeah. Go watch Star Trek, you dick.
Hey,
they might say they don't like that either. Hey, they might.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I did enjoy watching Star Wars as a kid, but I preferred, Star Trek, but I preferred Star Wars always.
Yeah, well, same.
I suppose I prefer Star Wars, but I do love Star Trek.
You'd have to, Zara, otherwise why are you on this podcast?
It's very true. I mean, I'd have to leave right now if I
You'd have to
didn't.
leave,
By the
yeah.
way, I think it's 4 Star Wars t-shirts.
Oh,
And did I remember any of them today?
I didn't.
Yeah,
No.
same. I got one, but it's not here.
Unbelievable. What's
A
wrong
girl
with
came
us?
into work
Yeah.
today wearing it, and I was like, "Oh my
I'm normally
god, why didn't I
so-
do that?" I was annoyed. I could always actually still wear it for the 6th.
Unbelievable. We
Yeah.
weren't in the zone.
I could still wear it on Thursday. Revenge of the
True.
6th.
We'll do it
True.
for the 6th.
We'll do
do it
that.
for the 6th.
Yeah,
We'll do it
yeah.
on Thursday. Just really disappointed.
Well, for those listening,
fans.
we could be wearing Star Wars t-shirts. Oh, I thought I was wearing my Star Wars
Very true.
boxers, but I'm not.
Hey.
See, I'm actually wearing a shirt rather than my hoodie, so
Mhm.
you know.
Oh, true. Yeah. We all dressed up. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't. I just
Apart
came
from
from
Ryan, he's
work
wearing a
and
hoodie.
just.
Apart from
yeah.
Ryan, yet again.
I know.
Yeah. We were feeling it today, Zara.
We were. We saw the sunshine and got excited for the
Yeah.
0.2 seconds that it was out.
Is that any better?
There we
There we go,
go.
there we go.
Got a
Yay,
t-shirt, got a
summary.
t-shirt. Yeah.
Did you guys find much stuff about celebrations and things that were happening?
Not
No.
really.
Because
I
mine were
mean,
all
we're
really
still in the midst of COVID, so
Mhm.
there was all I saw
True.
was ways to celebrate
Yeah.
May the 4th, and it was like,
That was
what's the
true.
Star Wars things again? I'm like, cliche.
Aye.
a lot
I
of
was like-
brands jumping on it and
Yeah,
sharing things about Force and all these kind of using taglines and
Yeah.
and kind of hashtags from it.
Did you know that last year, Disney? No, I don't know what they're like this year, but last year Disney, anytime anybody like hashtagged on Twitter or whatever, like May the 4th or May the 4th be with you or whatever it was, Disney claimed that they then owned that tweet because
Ach.
it was Disney's hashtag, and you're like, Disney,
Bollocks.
really? You're trying to own
Wow.
people's fucking tweets now?
Disney
Yeah.
want to own
They
everything.
do. They
Yeah.
really do. Mhm.
They're
And they
taking
will.
over.
They
Yeah.
will.
There will be a country
scary.
unto themselves.
Is there? I will visit that country. Is there anything about Star Wars that you really don't like?
Blue milk.
That's a
I
good-
tried blue milk actually when I was in Disney.
Did you?
I did.
I thought you might have
Of course.
thoughts.
It was kind
opinions?
of like a
Yeah.
fizzy, milky texture. It was
Fizzy?
weird. There was a bit of fizz
No.
to it.
What did it taste
Ooh.
like? Like, I mean,
I
Yeah, what
don't
was the
even
flavour?
know. I don't even know. I mean, it was blue, so I want to say blueberry.
Blueberry.
it tasted blue. You know the way like blue drinks never
It didn't
tasted like anything. It just
really-
tasted
They
blue.
never do. They
I
never
can't
ever
recall. I
do.
mean, it was over a year and a half ago now, but it was just kind of this weird blue, thick. I mean, it was fine. It was okay. I wouldn't quench. I wouldn't be quenching. I wouldn't be thirsting for one.
Mm,
In the same way,
fair
I
enough.
also tried butterbeer, and it's rotten. It's like
Oh, I
Yeah,
tried
apparently
butterbeer
it's
as well.
really
Yeah,
bad.
Ooh, it's so
honeycomb.
sweet.
It's so
Yeah.
bitter, so sweet. It's
Yeah,
didn't like it. I took one sip
Ah.
and out
Yeah.
of my face. I think I have a video of it. I'm just like,
yeah. It is pure like butterscotch
Uh-huh.
sugar flavor,
Yeah,
and
no,
oh,
not nice. Not
Oh,
nice at all.
okay, yeah.
Mhm.
That's weird.
I wanted it to taste like beer. I wanted like
yeah.
some
Well, I
butterscotchy
don't like beer either,
but-
actually. So I didn't know what I
Yeah.
was expecting.
I don't know what I think of when I think of butterbeer. I think of like a kind of goldeny, syrupy,
Hmm.
but then it's not alcoholic in the even though it's called butterbeer. But
yeah, but
Mm.
it kind of gets them giddy. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah, it's weird.
maybe it's just like fizzy pop and it's just like really
Yeah.
sugary and that kind of giddy.
See, like blue milk, butterbeer, they just open up too many questions. That's why we don't like it.
Yeah.
There's
That's why we
too
don't.
many
Mm.
queries.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan? What don't you like about Star Wars? Do you have anything in mind, or
Brie
Oh.
fucking Larson.
she's not part of Star Wars
She
yet?
better
just
not
not be
in
part
it
of Star
yet.
Wars. Yes.
You can't use that as your
Boycott.
answer.
Yes, I can.
Per Brie. She's probably a lovely person.
Is there anything I don't like about Star Wars? Solo.
Okay.
Solo.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
yeah, we've established.
came
We've
across.
established that.
That was apparent.
Solo sucked balls.
Yeah.
Hairy balls.
Hey,
The worst
they
kind.
can be nice.
Soup straining balls.
If there's a thing I didn't like about Star Wars, I would say the sequel trilogy, but that's too easy for me. I would say the thing that I liked the least was whenever Disney cut off all of the Legends material.
Mm.
And there were some really good like books, some really good stories in the Legends, and now it's just gone. It's like people wasted their time, in investing in this lore, and that's what I really didn't like whenever Disney bought Star Wars. It just kind of invalidated a lot of fans' investment in this property. So that's what I didn't like about Star Wars.
Yeah, that's not cool.
That's not cool. Disney, stop trying to do this thing.
It's interesting that we can all take different things away from Star Wars, because like the two movies that I think are some of the worst movies in the entire franchise are Solo and Clone Wars, which is two of Zara's favorites.
You mean Attack of the Clones?
Yes, sorry, Attack of the Clones. I know Zara's just looking very pissed off right now.
I like Attack of the Clones. I think
No,
I
I'm
watched
okay.
happy with my
Of
choices.
the six,
and they were cool.
of the main six, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the worst.
It is universally, although I think maybe Phantom Menace got a
Phantom
worse
Menace is
reception at
good.
the time.
Maybe, but I think Phantom Menace was always
It is
really
a
good.
classic though.
See, people's opinions are changing. The thing is, I would watch any of the prequels before I would watch the original trilogy. I just find them more
Same.
entertaining.
But that's
So-
sacrilege to so many
It's
people.
sacrilege. People would hate me for it, and I'm like,
They would.
well, it's my taste. You
But
can't.
that's what I would prefer as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not having a go at Zara for having bad taste. I'm just
No,
What I'm
but
saying is,
people.
that yes, we just take different things. Like I like the good movies, and Sarah likes the bad ones, and that's okay.
Oh,
I
there
like the
we
bad
go.
ones too.
There's the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can watch.
I
I
like
can
what
watch
I
Attack of
like.
the Clones. There's certain things in Attack of the Clones I do like.
So we had what we didn't like about Star Wars. What do we like about Star Wars now? Like, not what movie do we like about Star Wars? What do we like about it? One thing.
The diversity of characters and
Good answer.
creatures and different races and planets, and I just think all of the whole world that they created was so imaginative.
Inclusive
and just
of
a lot of
other
fun.
entities that don't exist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of the entities were
Mhm.
accounted for.
That's a fair point. I don't know. I always just find the Force and just Jedi's. And, do you know what? I love the lightsabers. I love the whole idea of the Force, but I love the ships. I love the sound. I love the iconography of the sounds, like the lightsaber.
Yeah.
You don't hear that in another movie. You don't hear the screech of a TIE fighter in another movie. You
So
know,
iconic.
like Darth Vader's, like his whole appearance and his voice is so iconic. Like there's so much iconography with Star Wars, and I think that's probably what I absolutely love. You know, the sights, the sounds, the smells, the story, everything. You know,
It is super iconic.
Mhm.
What I would say, the thing I like about Star Wars is that it feels real in a weird way. Like when I read the books and watch the movies and stuff, I just feel like the universe is so fleshed out, yet there's so much possibilities for any kind of story that you can think of just to insert it into the Star Wars universe, and it just feels real in a way. It's like somewhere, sometimes you go in your head and you sort of just spend time in the Star Wars universe and like for 5 minutes in a daydream, and you're like, that was a fun adventure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I like about it. It feels tangible, if I could say that word.
That's a really good way to describe it.
That
And the
is.
books, some of the books are awesome.
Yeah, my favorite
cool.
ones are the Darth Bane trilogy. Really cool.
Oh,
Love those.
Darth Bane. I've heard of him, but what's the lore there?
So he is the originator of the Rule of One, or the Rule of Two. Sorry.
Okay. Yes.
So yeah, he was like 1,000 years before Sidious, and there used to be like a big Sith order, and he destroyed it all to bring it down to the Rule of Two, the two strongest Sith. And that
Interesting.
was cool. You should
Awesome.
read those books. Like if you want some books to read, they're awesome reads.
they sound really good. I had one
Yeah.
from back in the day. It was one centered on Qui-Gon going to a planet and trying to do like a diplomatic mission.
Mhm.
And it was the Jedi Apprentice series. I think it was called Mark of the Crown.
Ooh, okay.
And it was about who was going to rule this place, basically, and who was going to take over the kind of mantle. And there was a lot of warring factions, and it was really, really beautifully written and very, very, like, as you say, you can see it and it
Yeah.
feels real.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like it's so far-fetched in such a fantasy world. Something quite cool about Star Wars.
Going to Galaxy's Edge in Florida for me was as real as Star Wars will ever get. Like I could have cried, because when you're there, I know there's a lot of letdowns, a lot of kind of people that don't like Galaxy's Edge, but if you still allow yourself to be immersed in it, and the rides, like as far as I'm concerned, that is the Millennium Falcon ride, that's Smuggler's Run, I think it's called, is the closest thing I will ever get to flying the Millennium Falcon. And I got to go in it 3 times, and it's phenomenal. It is so much fun. If you're sitting
It's pretty fun.
in the pilot seats, it's incredible. But one time I sat at the very back, which I thought sucked, but I actually enjoyed it so much because then I got to take in the entire scope of the cockpit and what was happening outside the window screen,
Mm.
and then it just really sells the illusion that you're just sitting here in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon. Like, it's just mind blowing, and I just wish I could go back there right now.
That's what I felt whenever I played Vader Immortal, and you came out of hyperspace and stuff. And I was like, oh my god, yeah.
No, it's the
really,
dojos.
really awesome.
I love the dojos in Vader Immortal. Like when you're sitting there and you can dual wield or hold one lightsaber or have a double-edged lightsaber, and you're shooting Force, blasters and using the Force, deflecting bullets and blocking, other weapons, and you're fighting other droids, hand to hand. Like, it's just, my friend Michael and I must have put so many hours into that game because you just really feel like a Jedi. It's incredible.
Yeah, I feel like Star Wars VR would be my absolute dream. I would just never stop.
Really love it. You get to go. You get to fight Vader. Like when you're sitting there and when you're parrying and blocking Vader's strikes, and you're sitting there just blocking his, like, you just feel incredible. It's like, wow, I'm fighting Vader.
I mean, I don't often get like overawed by things, but whenever Vader did appear in front of me, and I was like, oh, it's Darth Vader.
I actually worked with Ian McDermott. He was in a World War II drama on BBC Two called 37 Days, I think it was. It was a countdown to how the war started and the whole Sarajevo shootings and everything. But he was working in the Foreign Office, and he was one of the main characters, and I was just like a typist in that office with a lot of boys and girls. And he walked up the middle of the room, and he had to like shake people's hands and do whatever and sort of ad-lib a few things. And I had this bright yellow, they put me in this weird blouse, it was just like bright yellow with like little sunflowers on it. And as he was ad-libbing and going up the aisle, one of the takes, he was like, oh, hello, yeah, lovely blouse, and then walked on over. And I remember thinking, Ian McDermott just told me I had a lovely blouse, I can die happy. Wow. Like, what else do you need? And me and Gillian, one of the other actors, totally nerding out, and just every so often as he walked past, just going, something dark side. I'm just hoping that he heard.
something complete.
I remember when they were filming, I think it was episode 8 here in Northern Ireland. They were filming up in Mallinhead, and myself, Michael, and my younger brother Jordan drove all the way up to Mallinhead, and there was the Garda. They were all there. They were stationed. They were stopping people from traveling up to see the Millennium Falcon, which they had built the bottom half of on the coast. And they had land, air, sea, and foot patrol constantly to make sure nobody got near the set. We climbed over the brow of this hill and we commando crawled, no joke, for 3 to 4 hours on our bellies.
No.
Stopping behind every bush, every rock, climbing or crawling, and just 1 minute we're at the beach, next minute we're going up over the hill, the next minute we're in the mud, next minute we're kind of nearly climbing along the side of the bloody hillside, which was very dangerous. And even if we seen a jeep or a person, you had to kind of slink back and go another way, and it wasn't easy because I was wearing a bright blue coat. And I got close enough that I got a photograph of the bottom half of the Millennium Falcon, and I could see lights and like capes billowing in the end. So they were obviously filming a scene, which I imagine was Daisy Ridley and Mark Hamill. I don't know, but I do have a photograph of the Millennium Falcon that I took. It just took us 4 hours to get there to take that photo. And then once I got the photo, I just stood up and we just walked back, because at the end of the day, if they were going to stop us, it's like, well, what are you going to do? If you want to give me a lift back, that's fine. Do that. We're leaving anyway.
We got the photo.
Exactly. So that's probably why you did it. You were like, please give me a lift, somebody.
So you've met Ian McDermott. I've seen the Millennium Falcon.
That's amazing.
Yep.
I've met Qui-Gon, if we're boasting.
There you go. Tell us that story. How did you do that?
Oh, that was because, do you remember like Liam Neeson in Lurgan?
I remember Liam Neeson,
Do you remember Liam Neeson was doing that thing with James Nesbitt?
Oh yes,
it was like a TV movie, like about an IRA man and an UDA man or something. And one of the streets that they were filming in was on my way home from the bus, and so I just walked past it, and just saw that there were. Is it maybe I can't remember what it was called, but so they were filming, but Liam Neeson was taking a wee break, and I just went up to the fence that they had, and I was like, and then Liam Neeson was like, "All right, there," and I was like, hello,
Oh
Qui-Gon.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Hey,
What?
Qui.
And he was like, oh, so hi. And I was like, well, I'm good. I'm good. And he's like, oh, so what are you doing? I was like, I don't know, but like, I want to be an actor someday. So
Oh, cute. That's
That's
awesome.
incredible. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we've all met. Well, you've met cast. I've met a ship. We all have direct ties to Star Wars universe, which is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Dude, there we go, guys.
There you go.
We're
Yeah,
all
we
part
are
of
all
it.
Jedi at heart.
We are all Jedi.
We
at
are
heart.
indeed.
Absolutely. You two can be. You got the light side, the dark side, and I'm the ship that will carry us through space.
Oh, there we
Okay,
go,
okay,
guys.
okay.
We're sorted. Ready to go.
Who's the dark? Did you designate me the dark side?
No, Zara.
Oh,
she
wait, no.
met-
Oh, you
yes.
met Palpatine, yeah.
Mhm.
Mm.
Little Sheev Palpatine. Okay, so that's us for this week. We hope you've enjoyed our chat about Star Wars. So from Master Joe, goodbye. See you next week. Remember to like us on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. What about you, Master Ryan? Got any messages for our little Padawans?
The Force will be with you always.
And you, Master Lumazara Unduli?
Oh, that was beautiful. How do you follow that? That was gorgeous. Hope you enjoyed, guys. Happy Star Wars Day. Happy Star
Happy
Wars
May
Month.
the 4th. Yes. Enjoy when this episode comes out on Revenge of the 6th. Recorded on May the 4th.
Yes.
Revenge of the Sixth.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
remember, I am the Senate.
I love the face.
Gorgeous.
Brilliant.
Oh my
Yes, Joe.
God. Yeah, you
You
did
have
the
to- you have to
whole. It was a
snarl,
whole
In
man.
thing.
preparation for
Gotta
this
get into it.
podcast, I thought to myself, Joe is going to nail a couple of quotes.
Yeah.
I knew that
Did
too.
you ever hear Darth Plagueis the Wise? I thought not.
You just have that raw
Joe
croakiness in your
really
voice
did.
that just is beautiful.
You know when he says "do it," but it's really like staccato.
Do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good, Anakin, good. Now kill him. Kill him now.
Oh, that was brilliant because it was so like lazy. It's like he throws it. He just
Yeah.
goes,
I shouldn't.
wow.
Do it.
It's the face.
The mouth. It's all in the mouth.
It's like a wee frog.
It is, yeah.
It is like a wee
Yeah.
frog. He's like a wee
Wee
frog.
frog.
Wee
Yeah.
Palpatine frog.